Hi, everybody. Great to see everybody out there. I'm Jason Barabas. I'm the professor of government. I'm also the director of the Rockefeller Center for Public Policy and the Social Sciences. It's great to have you here this evening. Welcome to the 2024 Rocky Watch Live, this time virtual, as we celebrate our 40th anniversary at the Rockefeller Center. So it's great to have you all. This is our Portman Family Lecture in the Spirit of Entrepreneurship for the 2023-24 academic year. Our co-sponsors and partner organizations are the Departments of Physics and Astronomy, as well as the Center for Entrepreneurship at the Tuck School of Business at Dartmouth. The Portman Entrepreneurial Leadership Fund was established in 2004 by William C. Portman, 45, class of 1945, as well as a Tuck class of 1947, together with Robert J. Portman, class of 78, William C. Portman, the third, class of Tuck 81, and Virginia Portman Amos. The fund is designed to foster an understanding and appreciation of business development, entrepreneurial activity, and risk-taking, and the role that public policy plays in its shaping its course. The Portman Lectures, in the spirit of entrepreneurship, bring to campus cutting-edge policy thinkers, practitioners, especially in business development and entrepreneurship. And some of those business leaders might, in addition to business leaders, we might also have high-ranking government officials, leaders of prominent business organizations, researchers from leading organizations or leading universities, think tanks, foundations, other state directors of economic development. So there's a wide range, and the nature of these engagements vary. And tonight is a very good example of that. This is a virtual discussion in anticipation of the upcoming total solar eclipse in April across North America. And so we're going to mention that in more detail as we get into the evening. Other times, distinguished guests for this lecture series travel to campus, give public lectures, participate in classes, meet informally with students. And sometimes we even bring students off campus to the business location. So there's a variety of different ways that Rockefeller Center supports undergraduates and graduate students at the Tuck School of Business with these initiatives, conferences, workshops, and whatnot. Past speakers in this lecture series have included Bernie Marcus, the co-founder and former CEO of Home Depot, Richard Parsons, the chairman and former CEO of Time Warner, Barbara Kellerman at the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University, Mike Keneally, a 1990s graduate who's an assistant secretary of business growth for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and even more recently, Simon Perkins, the president of Orbis, as well as Bill McLaughlin, a class of 1978 graduate, also former president and CEO of Orbis as well. So tonight, we welcome John Jerit, who's the president and CEO of American Paper Optics in Memphis, Tennessee. Let me tell you a little bit about the firm. So in 1990, John Jerit founded this company with a single main product, making specialty three-dimensional glasses, or 3D glasses. And over the years, his firm, American Paper Optics, or sometimes known as APO, has made millions of 3D fireworks glasses and other variations of these paper promotional products. Today, APO has a staff of over 44 employees, manufactures 14 different types of specialty paper 3D and Eclipse glasses in an unlimited number of shapes and frames. Over the years, APO has become the world's largest manufacturer of 3D paper eyewear, and their products are distributed worldwide, including to many Fortune 500 companies, government agencies, and universities. So we'll talk more about that a little bit later. APO has made already over 3 billion glasses, and the numbers are still climbing, especially as we approach this exciting event later this year. John has been widely recognized in the business community. He was named Small Business Executive of the Year by Memphis Business Journal. Entrepreneurship magazine named John as one of the nation's most outstanding small businessmen, and a variety of other accolades. But when he's not playing eye doctor to the 3D world, John is a major collector of folk art or outsider art. So he's known well in those communities as well. This evening, however, we're going to dive into the small business and public policy issues surrounding his manufacturing business. And this is a preview of the eclipse set to cross the eastern half of the United States, Mexico, and Canada. And I guess at this point, if I could have my colleague Laura Hemlock put up on the screen the path of the 2024 totality in the United States. This is taken from the from the NASA website, and it shows you the path that's expected on April 8th, 2024, right in the afternoon. So it depends on where you live. You can see in that main band of time from that's going across Texas all the way up through Maine. You can see the expected time of the totality viewing in that area, but as you go left and right of that narrow swatch, you'll also see places like Hanover that are going to be over 95% of an eclipse at that moment. So the Rockefeller Center is going to be participating in this event. It's going to be in our area just after 3 p.m. on the 8th of April. And we've worked with American Paper Optics to obtain Dartmouth-themed glasses. So we're going to be distributing those in the Rockefeller Center and also on the green here in Hanover the day of the event. We're going to publicize that in more detail as we get closer to the event. But at this point, let me welcome John Jerit to the conversation. He's going to give us about 10 to 15 minutes of remarks, and then we're going to show a video from his manufacturing firm, and he's going to talk a little bit about the Eclipse. Please submit your questions if you have them to Q&A, and we'll try to get them answered later. Let me go straight to John, and here he is. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. How are you doing there?
Doing well.
How y'all doing up there at Dartmouth up there in Hampshire?
Love it, John.
Thanks for having me. And I hear you're reinstating the SAT up there for testing your professors.
Yes, they let me in, so they started to up the standards.
I hear that. You guys must have some sharp kids up there at your high school. Well, I got me a new test I think you ought to consider. It's called the EAP test, Elvis Aaron Presley test. And it's good for determining the success of two things, maybe three things. One, it's going to tell you how good you're at its show business. Two, the test will tell you how many peanut butter and nana sandwiches you can eat. And third, most importantly, it's going to tell you how well you can do with the ladies. Now that I've got my inner Elvis out of my system, I want to thank you guys for having me at this lecture series. Appreciate it. Optical joy. That is what we are all about at American Paper Optics. Did you know that we were actually once a Trivial Pursuit question? Indeed, and it says, what does American Paper Optics do? And of course, you learned the answer already. We make paper 3D glasses. Well, how did I get there? Well, I was working for a fireworks company, and I fished a pair of fireworks glasses, or what we actually were called laser viewers, out of a trash can. And I renamed them. And I called them 3D fireworks glasses. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take these glasses on the road, start selling them at major fireworks events. And that went well for a while. And I had been a serial entrepreneur. I'm working for the fireworks company and ran a tent rental business, and was actually able at a young age to own 3 small fast food restaurants that I started just a couple years after I graduated from LSU, which we all know is the Dartmouth of the South. And I got an amazing degree from there in psychology, which I still use every day, trying to figure out really what I'm doing. So anyway, so back to the glasses. So it was time to move on. I felt like I was doing too many things, maybe a B- job at tents and restaurants and fireworks. And I wanted to do one thing really, really good in the world. And that's to be the best in the world at it. And that's a hint to Elon, to Mr. Musk. You might focus on one thing when you start something entrepreneurial to really be good at it. So I'm going to talk to you about this journey through different optics and through large projects that we did. So I started the business on my own in September 1990. And I was just about ready to fold my tent. It was not going well. We were about 9 months into it. I had one employee, paying him out of my pocket. And then I landed a project for a movie called Freddy's Dead: Nightmare on Elm Street. And it had a little pinch of 3D at the end of the movie. And for that, they needed the old traditional red and blue type 3D glasses called anaglyph glasses. And that project was for 6 million glasses. And I had no idea what I was doing to get that done. But somehow we managed through it. And this awful movie was a huge hit. And we ended up manufacturing over 22 million glasses for that. Now, one of the main successes of my business is that we've been able to capture inventors' new optics. So the inventor comes up with a new optic, but he doesn't have a really way to take it to the market. And we say, hey, let us do it. We'll either buy the film from you and you make some money, or we'll get the film manufactured and we'll pay you a royalty. And so that's really been paramount to our success. And that's really how we really got it going in the beginning. So one of the first big projects we did it like that, I worked with a German company called Telcast, and we were able to make 20 million glasses with their special colors, filters for a television broadcast in Mexico City. And it was pretty good, did okay. And then we landed another project just after that. And these are the projects that kind of put my company on the map. Business is 8 or 9 years old now. I did 20 million glasses for National Geographic magazine. And it was for the launch of the Mars rover had landed, and they were shooting 3D shots, and they wanted to put Mars in Nat Geo magazine. It was great. And there was also some underwater shots, which are always great in 3D, of the Titanic. So that anaglyph, red and blue, and we had just the right filters for that, really kind of set the stage for us going, wow, we can do these big projects, get them done, and be on time. That led us to the year 2000. I did 6.4 million glasses for Shark Week. Again, with special optics, teaming up with the German company and doing that. And they did a 3D broadcast of Shark Week. So that was great. And things were rolling on. The business was growing. I built a new plant out in Bartlett, where we are now. And we got a project, convinced the people at Time Inc. that they needed to do a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue in 3D. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but they bought into the idea, and we showed them, working with a photographer that really did good 3D photography, that our particular filters were perfect for print. And they loved it, and they did it. And we did 6 million glasses for that issue. And it had a little known superstar then at the time on the cover. Her name was Beyonce. So again, these are just building up, and my business is getting stronger, and we're adding equipment and making all the right moves. And then came along another one of those great optics invented by a gentleman in Baltimore. And that product was called the HoloSpecs. And some of you may have seen this before. And these HoloSpecs lenses allow you to put the glasses on, and then you look at a point of light, and you might see a floating Christmas image, like a Santa or a snowflake. They're sold all over the world. They're sold in Home Depot and Lowe's, given away at Christmas time. They're wonderful. People absolutely love them. They're still a big part of our business. Well, I had control of that optic to the inventor, and I sold McDonald's $3 million worth of that lens material to go into a Happy Meal toy, promoting a movie called Spiderwit. And so they built this cheap plastic toy in China, which is what McDonald's do. And then they had this little optical device, and you looked at the toy, had a little light on it, you squeezed the button, and you looked at it, and you saw this little monster on there, and there was 12 different ones. So again, another major project using a special lens material, which really helped us. Things are rolling along, and then the big 3D craze came, and we were killing it. From 2007 to 2012, in that 5-year period, I manufactured and sold 1 billion glasses. It took me 17 years to sell the first 1 billion glasses, and only 5 to do the next 1 billion glasses. So we're doing great. But Boy Genius here sold the company in 2007 to a private equity group. I had wanted to exit. It took about 1.5 years to sell it. And while that was going on, I had blinders on, and I didn't really realize what was going on in the 3D world because I was so focused on selling the company, and things were going crazy. I sell the company, and that's when, as I said, things were going crazy. Some of the projects that we manufactured in that time is that we were doing glasses for 3D movies. The 3D TVs had not been invented yet, and so the only way to get the broadcast on TV or on DVD or at home was using our glasses. And we developed glasses for titles like Journey to the Center of the Earth, Coraline, Hannah Montana, the Jonas Brothers, Final Destination, tons and tons of movies that were coming out in 3D. And we had developed this just little 4-pack of glasses that came inside the DVD or the Blu-ray. And we were making tens of millions of these 4-packs for several years. Well, then we had the 3D TVs come out. And now you didn't need the funny colored glasses anymore. You were using different glasses. But 3D was still hot. Marketers just couldn't get enough of it. And we hit 3 big projects. One was for the 2009 Super Bowl, we produced 134 million glasses for that project. It was amazing. And what it was Katzenberg had a new movie title, which was called Monsters versus Aliens. And he wanted to do all his movies in 3D. So this was his big splash. Well, in Hollywood, they're masters of getting marketing without spending any money. So he got advertising on the glasses for that. And it was Intel who ended up paying for the glasses, and they were distributed. And so he had this great promotion of the movie. It was a 2.5-minute trailer. Then there was the Sobe Life Water commercial. And the next night, the TV show Chuck was broadcast in 3D. At the time, it was the single largest television promotion ever. It was $9 million worth of glasses from us and $21 million worth of the commercials. Amazing. Then came Time Magazine. We did 16 million glasses in Time, Fortune, Entertainment Weekly, Sports Illustrated, all on the newsstand at one time. There was 16 million glasses, again, promoting the special optic, special technology, just like we had used for the Super Bowl. And then Michael Jackson decided to do the Big Dirt Fleet. And the Grammys called and they said, we need to do a tribute. We want to do a tribute in 3D because Michael was going to do a 3D tour before he died. And so they said, can you make 16 million glasses and get them done in 3 weeks and get them shipped to Target stores? And we got it done. And I was actually looking at it last night to prepare for this. It was an amazing broadcast, one of the best Eclipse, the red and blue type, again, broadcast ever done on television. And it was Michael singing along with Usher, Carrie Underwood, Celine Dion, Smokey Robinson, and Jennifer Hudson, all singing the Earth Song in 3D. And the audience was wearing the glasses at the Grammy, all these celebrities wearing them. People were watching it. It was amazing. It was a really moving moment. So that was really exciting for us in 2010. Well, by 2012, nobody cared about 3D anymore. Why? Well, there wasn't enough content out there for the 3D televisions, and people didn't really want to watch and wear glasses at home while they're watching TV. So the 3D TVs that they kept coming out were really, it was a bomb. And then the 3D movies were coming and they were getting too expensive. There was an upcharge, $3, $4, $5. And moms and dads had to choose between popcorn or a pair of paper 3D glasses, or in this case, plastic 3D glasses to watch the movie. And so slowly that interest in 3D started to dissipate. Well, boy genius again, what did I do? I bought the business back in 2012. Shout out to my old private equity partner, David Malizia, who's watching tonight from West Shore Capital Partners. So he bought the business and then he allowed me to buy it back from him. And so from 2007 to 12, it was great. And I buy it back in 12, and it just becomes kind of a lifestyle business again. Things are going okay, and occasionally getting big projects. manufacturing, all that kind of stuff is going on. And then 2017 hits. In 2017, we had a major total solar eclipse in the US, and it was killer. This eclipse, unlike the one that Jason showed you about earlier, went from Oregon across the country to Charleston, South Carolina. And so not that many people lived in the path, but we still sold over 45 million glasses. And it was a classic lesson in supply and demand. There was a lot of counterfeit glasses that were coming in the market from overseas, from China. And Amazon had these groups selling glasses. Well, they realized that they were counterfeit. Many of them were coming over that had my name on the back, American Paper Optics. It's very frustrating. So it was quite a curse, quite frustrating for us. And then Amazon did this giant recall refund. And school panic, family panic, mommy panic. They all needed new glasses. And there was new money, and there was only one place to get them that was still making them, and that was American Paper Optics. So the price of the glasses went up, and it was amazing. Our marketing director, who's sitting here next to me, developed a website that we have called eclipseglasses.com. Can't get any better than that for organic growth, and which you could have bought from me for 50 cents for some glasses 6 weeks before, ended up being $4 a glass. And it was crazy. We're a small company. So to get the number of orders that we were getting, 13,000 was the peak number of orders, generating almost $3 million in business in one day. We had to get those glasses out the door and shipped via FedEx, located here in Memphis, so that makes it more convenient. So now I've been waiting for 7 years for the 2024 eclipse, and it's upon us, and we're going to talk a little bit about it in a few minutes. But to kind of summarize my company and what's been so exciting about it for me is that at heart, I'm really just a carny. I'm just a marketing clown, deliverer of depth, distributor of optical joy. But we've done that in such a fun way, delivering such fun products and on time and with good customer service and cool, different optical effects. And we've done it for the biggest platforms, major TV shows, many I haven't even told you about, major magazines. We did it for Happy Meals. We've done it for Chick-fil-A. We've done it for everybody who's buying our glasses. I've told you about the Super Bowl. We've done it for concert events. We did a 3D program for Taylor Swift 10 years ago. We did a Kiss concert tour in 3D. And it's just been so much fun. And it's all really just based on what I would call a tattoo of ink. It's all about advertising. This is what makes these glasses successful. McDonald's wants their brand name on it. Target wants their bullseye in the glasses. So they want to give an inexpensive premium way that people enjoy, maybe keep. So that's what it's all said and done. That's what it's really about. It's advertising. It's optical joy between your eyes. It's great. And people love putting things on their face. So, fun statistic. If you took all the glasses that we've made in now 34-year history and you lined them up end to end, they would circle the earth all the way around the circumference 4 times. That's how many glasses we manufacture. And it's been just an absolute blast the whole time it's been going on. So thank you for watching. I'll look forward to seeing you. Well, thank you very much. Hi, I'm John Jerit, President and founder of American Paper Optics. We're the world's largest manufacturer of paper 3D glasses located here in Memphis, Tennessee.
Well, thank you very much.
People often ask, where have all those 3 billion glasses that you manufactured, where do they go into? Where do they end up? The glasses get used in a variety of different products. For example, they're often used in kids' meal programs. They can be used in direct mail. They can be used as magazine inserts.
They can even be used for movies. Here's one for Freddy's Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street. This is one of the first big projects we ever did. Our 3D glasses are also used in games, toys, puzzles, sidewalk chalk, DVD, Blu-ray, even in books. We did 880,000 glasses for this 3D book.
So there's a 5-step process to making a pair of paper 3D glasses. In this case, we're going to demonstrate how to make a pair of Eclipse glasses, which we're making right now for the upcoming April 8th, 2024 total solar eclipse that's running through Mexico, through the US, and through Canada. So to make a pair of paper glasses, the first thing you have to do is print the sheet. Our sheets are printed off-site with up the string. So for example, the sheet here is a combination of multiple jobs on one sheet. There's 17 glasses on the page. So once the job is printed, then we have to cut out the eye holes. So let's go take a look at how that happens. So the sheets are fed into the first die cutting press, and we've got to cut out the eye holes. So it comes right down here. And you see it's being fed. The sheet registers. There's a die hanging in here. And if you see, we're die cutting the eye holes and we're pushing them right out. The sheet's delivered to the end of the press. The sheet looks like when it comes out of the press. 68 eye holes, 17 glasses. And there's a first right in the middle so we can precisely fold it, which is important in the third phase. After we die cut them, we got to do the gluing. Now we have multiple jobs going on at any given time, especially if it's a flip. So for example, here's a job that we're doing for University of Texas A&M that's waiting to be glued. Longhorn's going to give away 100,000 glasses down in Austin. Here's a super cool job that we're doing for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's also 100,000 glasses, and we're going to give away at the infield. We're going to have a special race on the day of the eclipse. So these are going to get glued this week. So let's go down to the third step, the gluing of the glasses. Let's go take a look at that. So the most important step of making a pair of glasses is strapping that lens material, in this case Eclipse material, between the two sheets of paper. So here we have, we're doing 1 million glasses right here from the Rockefeller Museum in Dallas. So I'm going to show you how we do automatic gluing on that. The sheet is fed in to the machine. It rolls down, and to get a pair of glasses made, you've got to get a little bit of glue just around one eye. So we're essentially printing glue. You can see the glue pad is touching the glue, and it's rolling down. So that side's got a little bit of glue on it, and the Eclipse film is coming off, and it's being dropped off of the vacuum drum every 24 inches over the sheet on that side. But remember, I've got to get glue on both sides of the paper. So the sheet's running through. You'll see it come through what we call a top coat. That's completely covering one half the side of the sheet. So this side of the sheet is wet, tacky. It goes through. Now we have the sheet put together. And then it needs some pressure. We're going through a squeegee machine, put the pressure on it, and it's stacked up. Getting ready for phase 4, which will be the cutting of the shape. Let's go take a look at the cutting of the shape. Now we're ready for the 4th step of making the glasses. Down there, the sheet's delivered down here. It's already been glued together. It's pressed together. So now we've got to cut this shape out. This is an order we're doing for one of our distributors who sells our product on Amazon. So let's take a look. Again, the sheets are fed in. And again, they have to be registered, so they're cutting in the same spot every time. With a different shape. This time we're not. We're cutting the shape of the glass. The die is hung in there upside down. and you can see the sheets are now cut. They're delivered down here. And if I pulled one of those sheets out, so it's cut. So now we got to move to the fifth step, which is counting the glasses and stripping them out. Let's take a look at that. We've got a big pile of glasses that have been cut. They've been counted into 50s. Now we've got to strip them out of the paper to get rid of the excess. Let's take a step. So she's got the glasses here, and she's pulling them out of the sheet. They come out easily, stripping out the excess, rubber banding the ends, and they're ready to ship. So now, once the glasses are packed up and ready to go, they're ready to be shipped out to the customer. In this case, it's a customer that's getting 100,000 glasses. That's the 5 steps of making a pair of Eclipse glasses, and it's basically the same process for making a pair of paper 3D glasses.
For this April 8th, 2024 Eclipse, we expect to ship and manufacture 75 million Eclipse glasses. We're really excited about it. And people say, well, where are all those glasses going? Well, a lot of the glasses go into retailers, and a lot of glasses are promotional glasses that are given away. Here's just a small sampling of some of the custom glasses we made. Here's the state of Maine giving away 30,000 glasses to promote tourism to come see the total Eclipse in Maine. Here's the Bill Nye glasses that we sell on our website that are licensed. Right here is the Frost Science Center that's giving glasses away for their events. Queen's University in Toronto, which is giving away glasses. Here's some of the 4 million glasses that we manufacture for NASA. NASA's giving them away for outreach all over the country. The Ross Perot glasses that you saw us manufacturing out there. And we're actually also manufacturing glasses and partnered with St. Jude, where we donate half the proceeds for all the Eclipse glasses that we sell to the St. Jude's brand glasses. So we make those here, and we hope to give them a really big check at the end of the Eclipse. They're selling well. So as you can see, everything from convention and visitors bureaus to hotels to universities to schools are all giving away and or selling glasses. They all buy their glasses from American Paper Optics because they know we're going to produce an ISO safe certified glass. So we get ready for the big total eclipse, April 8, 24. Our motto is be prepared and see safe.
That was great, John.
Thank you.
That was great. Yeah, I'm trying to get mine going here too. I've got the one Nelson Rockefeller behind me. Really great to learn more about your manufacturing business. Do you want to say anything about the Eclipse before we've got some audience Q&A already lining up here, but I want to make sure you want to say anything more about the Eclipse that you wanted to convey.
Sure. This event coming up, which is April 8th, 2024, is really, really a big deal. It's a Monday. It's late afternoon. You guys that are nearby in Hanover, you're going to get about a 97, 98% eclipse. And that's amazing. That's great. But that's not 100%. 97 and 98% is like kissing your sister. So unless you got a really great looking sister or brother, it's not what you want to be doing. You want to get to totality. And closest for you is going to be, I believe, Burlington, Vermont, Montpelier, Vermont. Get there. It's so important that you experience this. There's not going to be another total eclipse in the U.S. until 2045, and that's going to be in the Pacific Northwest.
4 eclipses and got clouded out of one.
Well, that's great. So really helpful to have our audience members then get control of this. And I think we might be having technical difficulties, so we'll try to get John back on. But I really learned a lot in this whole process, and just the array of different companies, certainly the manufacturing techniques, right? So all the different steps we saw, machines, the people, the building involved, But we also, he talked about Time Magazine, Fortune, Sports Illustrated, talked about, Taylor Swift. That's important to mention as we approach the Super Bowl, where Taylor Swift's in the news quite a lot as well. McDonald's, a lot of major companies as well. And so that's kind of, in part what the Portman Fund is designed to do, is to give us a glimpse into the world of the people like John Jerit, the small business entrepreneurs, what it's going to look like, for him across the years from 1990. You kind of heard the back and the forth as he was going, entering the business. Didn't look good for a lot of years. Took him a long time to get established. Left it and then came back. So that's another good example of the risk-taking entrepreneurship that we wanted to highlight here as well. Do we have John back yet? Can I ask him a question yet? It doesn't look like. Might have been some technical difficulties. And he's certainly providing a lot of good color commentary coming from the Mississippi River Valley right near Memphis too. So we appreciate all that as well. So we had some questions about his business model, and I wanted to turn to that, as well as John mentioned another part as well when he was talking about whether or not he had Chinese firms, international firms copying his classes. So I wanted to get to that as well. And then I know he's a big Eclipse viewer, knows a lot about that too. So we have some questions about what the best kind of viewing experience would look like within that band, the totality. Laura, while we wait for John to come back, can you put the totality map back up just for a second, just so we can take a look at that? Thank you. Yeah, and so this is available. You can go to NASA's website and Google this. We can put that link in the chat as well. But this is what NASA is showing for the path there, and you can see it's coming from the Pacific Ocean, from across Mexico, then it enters Texas, goes straight across the state of Texas, and then cuts through a lot of other states along the way. And then it finally ends up exiting, just north of Maine. That's why John mentioned the Maine thing too. And I see John is back. So we were just looking at the path of totality again, and there's a lot of questions coming up about. Let me just go to that just first. Then Teresa is asking, what's the best place to experience an eclipse? Would it be high up or down low, perhaps on the banks of Lake Champlain? If you could just give us your impression of altitude within that band. I know you told us you try to get as close to the totality as you can.
Right. And can you hear me okay? I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. We just decided to got eclipsed out of there for a minute.
You're good.
The best place, first and foremost, is to watch the weather. You need cloudless skies. If you're going to be cloudy, you're cooked. You're not going to see anything. And that's what happened to me in Nashville last time with my kids and family, and we got clouds. So if you're going to have clear skies, then an open field, an open area, where there are no street lights around that are going to come on when it gets dark. Again, those are all important things. And where you're comfortable and you're going to be, with family and friends, what have you. Being up in a mountain is great, but the problem with being up in a mountain is if it does get cloudy, you can't get off that mountain. So a lot of people may get out on boats and lakes. I know they're going to do a lot of that in Arkansas. They got to be able to move that boat quick enough to get away from that cloud. So it's going to be it's all about the weather, and the true chasers, they're moving towards Texas and Arkansas and Mexico because they have the best chance in April of having clear skies.
Right. And I should say it to everybody who's going to be in the Northeast, specifically the Hanover, Upper Valley of New Hampshire, Vermont. In the event that it's overcast, we hope to have some indoor viewing options as well. But we're really going to cross our fingers and be out in the green in full force, trying to distribute these glasses and give people a chance to use them. We had another question is related to the glasses themselves, and then I want to turn to the business model. But we had one person ask whether or not the glasses that they've already purchased a few weeks ago, called Halide Eclipse, made in China, are safe or not. And this person, Teresa, apologizes for not knowing about your company ahead of time. So I don't know if you can comment on particular competitors in this particular situation.
Yeah, that's great. And depending on how many glasses she bought, she can send me an email and I will be glad to get her some safe solar eclipse glasses. There are a lot of glasses being made in China. Some of them probably are safe, okay? But you need to ask them for proper ISO certification document, and it'll show the test results for ultraviolet and rays, and you'll see a whole test path on there, not just a little tiny piece of paper that they'll send you. And you hopefully, if the helioscope glasses were tested at an American facility versus a facility that's doing testing in China. So personally, my answer to most people is if you didn't buy them from an American company, a company that we supplied them to, or even my West Coast competitor, I think you need to use American-made glasses. I really do. Now, our glasses are widely available from sellers on Amazon. They're also going to be at Lowe's, Cracker Barrel, 7-Eleven, Walmart, Kroger grocery store chain, a whole host of places in the Northeast will be selling our glasses. We've sold them to distributors who are selling them there, and they're going to have our name on. They're going to have ISO certification. It's going to be very obvious that they were made by us.
A quick follow-up. Somebody asked about ISO and what that stands for. I believe it stands for the International Organization for Standardization, something like that. And so it sounds like you have to, this is part of the, doing business side of what you do. It's to make sure the product that you're delivering is safe and accredited and tested and whatnot. So can you say a little bit more about that and how you have your classes tested, or what that might look like?
Yes, that's probably the most important aspect of the glass is the lens material, and of course the construction of the Eclipse glasses. And so we manufacture glasses, send them up to the lab, which is in Cleveland. They do a series of tests on it with spectrometers, construction, also the different things, and then they're certified to meet the ISO standards. The standards were written in 2016. We were actually the first company to actually meet those standards for safety, and they were going to update them. They didn't, so it's the same standards that were running in 16 and 17. But we tested our glasses again in 23 for the upcoming Eclipse, and we probably sent in tests probably 7 or 8 times through the whole production cycle. Sometimes we just send the lens material, sometimes we send the whole glass. Sometimes we have people that we're making several million glasses for, and they want their own test certificate. We'll do those for them. They spend the money to get that done. So it's important. It's all about blocking out the ultraviolet light and the intense visible light. And we're blocking out 100% of one and 99.9% of the intense visible light. So you can just barely see through those glasses when you're looking at the sun. It's a beautiful yellowish orange color. And as the moon starts to cross the path, you'll clearly see it like that. So be safe, make sure the company that you're buying from does have proper documentation. And the last thing I'll say about it, there's a list put out, and you'll hear it a lot by the American Astronomical Society. And on that list, if you go to their website, they'll list the US manufacturers, the people that buy from us that resell, and they're going to list the Chinese people down there too, saying this is what you need to consider.
Okay,
there are dozens. Yeah, there's lots of people on Amazon selling my product, and if you read their listing, you'll go in there and say manufactured by American Paper Optics.
So it's got to say that for that to be an accurate statement that your company has done that, right, on Amazon.
Well, it's on the back of all of our glasses that we make them. It's a requirement of ISO to have that. It's also with instructions on proper use, that you must use, to safely view an eclipse, you must use the glasses at all times, anytime the sun is visible. So if you stay in Hanover, you have to wear the glasses the whole time at 98%. If you get to Vermont, to Burlington, and you get there, and when it's totality time for those couple minutes, glasses off, and that's where the real show is. And then as soon as that sun starts to peek back out again, anytime, glasses back on.
I see. Okay.
So, and those instructions are on the back of the glasses.
Okay. Good viewing habits, and we'll try to recap this as well. And I think there's just concern, with, you mentioned people faking it, even with your name on it. So, again, if they buy directly from you or these sellers that you've mentioned, I think that's probably going to be a helpful thing for all of them. You'd also mentioned, I think I had seen your firm has a product for people who are going to want to be tempted to take photos with their cell phones, right? With their mobile phones, and so there's filters potentially to look at that as well.
Yeah, we have a great new product called Solar Snap, the Eclipse app. It comes with a couple of glasses so you can share them with a friend, and it's got 2 of the snaps in there, and these attach to your cell phone with a piece of Velcro. You download the app. The app actually takes kind of control of your camera, and it would go on your phone like this, just like that with Velcro. You can see that over your filter, so you can point it. Put your glasses on. You have to be careful looking at the screen with your glasses on so you don't look at the sun, and you snap your picture, because you can't take a good picture of the sun with your phone now, but the filter you can. And this will allow you to get a good picture of the partial phases of the eclipse. And if you're in totality and you have your filter over this, you're not going to see anything in your phone. And I would tell most people what I tell all people: if you're in totality, forget about your phone, live in the moment. This is it. You got 2 minutes. The screaming, the crying, the oh my gods, the kumbayas, the moments. You're going to hear the stories. It's going to be like, oh, this is where I was and the eclipse was going on. Same as people felt when they knew they were when Elvis died.
So do you think this is going to lead to then wholesale changes in the United States? Are Democrats and Republicans going to start getting along? Is it going to reset the political landscape, or any other profound changes that you might be predicting?
Absolutely. This is going to be the most bipartisan moment of 2024. It's going to be holding hands. Everybody's going to be having a good time. There's going to be music. There's going to be food. There's going to be dancing. There's going to be families, kids taken out of school. Teachers can't do anything about it. Parents are taking them to go see the total eclipse. This is going to be a big deal, and it's going to last for absolutely 2 to 4 minutes, and then we can go back to our old ways. We hope that it will change us.
Well, I'm sure learning a lot. We have another question here. This one actually comes from Monica Higgins, who is also a Dartmouth grad and a Tuck grad, who's a professor at Harvard right now. So she's asking about your business. She's asking about your distinctive competence. Is it being the first in the market, the partnerships that you're making, the distribution that you provide, or the quality of the product, your patents, your international intellectual property, the IP? What do you really think has been your really secret for your success here?
Well, as I talked about earlier, a lot of those things that you just mentioned, capturing those, there's been about a dozen different optics and invented by 6 or 7 people. And these are inventor type people. They don't want to go out, they don't have the time to go out and market the product. And so we've been able to actually bring those people in, build trust with them, write them big checks sometimes in the front end to get their technology to be able to do it, and then continue to pay them. And they trust us. And then when another guy comes to us, we say, look, talk to this guy. This is what we've done for them. They're like, oh, this is great. American Paper Optics has made us several $1 million from that. I mean, when we did the job for the Super Bowl, those 134 million glasses, the Danish inventor made a couple $1 million in royalties just from that one project. They're thrilled. So producing a good quality product, always being on time is really important to me, and always exceeding the customer's expectations. And it's all about the customer, and they want their branding, and you're selling to agencies often, and agencies want to be, handled nicely because they're worried about their client. So all those things, and then using good quality product, paying labor, a fair wage, keeping them happy. Most of my employees have been here for 20 plus years, for a long time, both in office and in production. So it's all those things, and it's just good basic business practices. I mean, we're not perfect, but for the most part, things go pretty well around here.
I'm glad you touched upon, the labor side, just what you've had, what you've been doing across the years to be successful. Are there, you're a small manufacturer, and we think about that's not sort of common in the US anymore. That's becoming very service oriented. There's a desire to bring back manufacturing, but what's your take? What do manufacturers, what other firms like you need, in the United States to keep going? Is there something you're looking for at the state level, at the federal level, local, or education system, anything?
Yeah, I mean, the jobs that are a lot of handwork, manufacturing, like you see, like with printers and things, those jobs are dying, and those skilled operators are going away. They're no longer learning that trade of printing or running those kind of special die cutting presses like we have. It's hard to find those guys, and they're bad at it for a long term. But I mean, for the most part, um, here in the South, there's a pretty good amount of labor available to work in factories using handwork. It's a matter of keeping those employees happy and keeping them coming back all the time. In terms of governmental help and encouragement, we're doing great. You know, I'm not going to say that during COVID times that the checks were definitely helpful, because it was difficult to keep our employees going, and by getting those checks, we could keep them going when there was nothing going on. I mean, I'm selling in the entertainment industry and museums and trade shows. There was none of that was going on. So nobody was buying paper glasses. Nobody was going to museums to see 3D movies, those kind of things that we sell glasses for. So it was helpful. I'm not going to say it wasn't.
This is related, and I think you might know the questioner. Jennifer Johnson is asking, please explain how you ramp up and down with labor as you have bigger, small jobs, and any tips you might have, you know, along those lines. So is this, you mentioned, you know, during COVID, there's some policies that help you sustain your workforce. And then I'm sure right now, potentially you're even, you know, you're going, I don't know, is it 24/7 or, you know, you're probably going pretty hard on the manufacturing right now.
We're about 20 hours now, 6 days a week. We are probably approaching 80 employees. That'll probably grow to 110 or 120. Be a lot about it will be packaging to ship the product out. Right now we're manufacturing and shipping every day, but once we get to the point we're not producing the custom glasses anymore, we're only selling our stock glasses. That time is soon. Then it's going to be more about the website sales. It's going to be, you know, those orders are going to grow from 500 a day to 2,500 a day, and I need more bodies to pack those orders and get them out every day. Because everybody, as we know, they want it immediately. They want it right now. You know, even though the Eclipse is still 2 months away, they want their product. So, and if you get it out soon, then you don't get that call of where my stuff is, or send me more tracking and all those things that happen. So, in terms of ramping up on the question, we'll use temp services for people as we need more and more bodies, because I can't sustain that number of employees after the Eclipse is over.
And if somebody were not fortunate enough to be able to get your glasses, we have a question: what happens if people don't have, you know, glasses on and they look at the sign? And I know there's that famous shot of President Trump, right, looking directly at the at the Eclipse in 2017, I believe, without glasses. So we definitely don't want to condone that. And I don't know if you want to comment on that.
You definitely need glasses if you're going to experience and watch and look at the eclipse. There are other ways, and you can look it up online, other ways to experience the eclipse. Holding a colander, you know, like a pasta colander at it, and it throws shadows down through it. There's the old pinhole light project where you learned in school, and you hold it up and then it shines you get the crescent shape of the moon on the ground. So you definitely, no matter what, if you don't have glasses, you do not want to look directly at the sun. You don't want to look directly at the sun at any time. And for the most part, you can't. Your eyes are naturally going to turn away, but people are going to be tempted to. You do not want to do that. If you have the safe solar eclipse glasses, then you're great. You can enjoy it. The typical person, a whole eclipse lasts about 3 hours. You have the first hour and a half. It's a buildup. Okay. You're going to go out, you put your glasses on, you look at it for 10 seconds. You go, oh, it's about 10%. You're going to go back doing what you're doing, maybe, especially if you're not in totality. You go back out, oh, you put your glasses back on, and now it's 50%. If you're in Texas, you're going to put these glasses on, you're going to go out there and you're going to look and you're going to go, oh, now we're getting closer there, right? And so then when you get to about 80%, people are going to stay, they're going to watch, they're going to look, and they're going to watch, and then they're going to wait for that totality. They're going to know it. And then you're going to see Bailey's beads, and you're going to see the corona come out, and it's going to be amazing. You take your glasses off. It's going to be better than your first kiss. It's going to be amazing.
Well, yeah, I try to have my lectures follow that same trajectory, right? Where it's, there's a build up and then a crescendo and very memorable, but I don't know, maybe I've got to start lecturing with the glasses on.
Right. And the second half of the eclipse, nobody cares that much about it. They take off is the problem because it looked like the first half only in the opposite direction. Now, I give this advice often. So I'm here in Memphis, so I'm going to probably go to Little Rock, about a 2-hour drive. I've got to go the day before. You cannot go the morning of. You'll never make it. One, the traffic will be terrible. If there's one accident on the road, you're never going to get there. And you go, gosh, I would have just left. So you got to go the night before. Most hotels have 2 or 3 night minimums. So you need to find a friend if you're going to Vermont. Okay. Stay with a friend and go the night before, go on Sunday, have a good time, get out early, watch the weather, be ready to be mobile and move. And after it's over, don't try to go home. Go back to your friend's house, hang out, have a good time.
And
Go
talk
back
about
the
those
next
great Eclipse glasses you had.
That's right. Or the
colors.
event.
Yeah, well,
The
your
event.
glasses too, that made it possible
Right.
to see the
I'm
event.
telling you, you're not going to see anything in the press after Valentine's Day except for talking about Eclipse, where to see it safely, where's the best place, where do you get glasses,
Huh.
how do I watch it, do I go to the NASA website, what do I do? There's going to be so much press.
Even with some unprecedented political developments and really exciting and consequential elections, you think the eclipse is going to eclipse that even that level of unprecedented behavior. That's amazing. Well,
It's going to kill it. Now, after that, it's over.
all right, so I've just got time for one more question, and thanks to everybody who's asked these questions and who's been tuning in. I'm sure a lot of people learned a lot, but this is kind of turning it more back for the students. And you mentioned your own educational experience and across the years, and I love the range of different moments at your business where you're confronting all these things. But what's your advice for students in the audience who hope to be entrepreneurs someday themselves?
My number one advice is always, once you get there, do what you love what you do. Now, don't fall in love so much with it that you don't look at the business as a whole. And don't be so in love with it when you don't know and there's not a time that this isn't working and you need to pivot or you need to close shop. But you got to, if you do something you love, and you're an entrepreneur and you're working for yourself, it is the most satisfying thing to do. I can't think of anything else that I'd rather do than to, own my own business or own a business with a partner. It's just great because you're the master of your own domain. You're going to make and break your own situation. I don't care if you're selling real estate. That's your own little business. That's a great thing to do, whatever it is. And if it doesn't work, you can always go and get a regular job and dream about the next thing. But find something you really love, because then when you're there and you're slugging it out 12 hours or 16 hours a day, you enjoy what you're doing. And then the other thing that's really important, if you're not going to be a lone wolf in your business, surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. They'll make you so much better. You really are. There's a lot of things that I am not good at in my business, and I've got good people that know how to do what I can't do, and it makes it so much better. And then take care of those people. It's just it's a good way to be, and you'll have success. The worst case, you'll have tried. You know that you've tried in the right way.
Oh, that's great. I love to hear that. I love to hear you say people should love what they do, and the people who surround them are the ones that are really important. So good advice here. We're at time, so at this point, I'm particularly going to thank you, John, and our co-sponsors, Department of Physics and Astronomy, as well as the Tuck Center for Entrepreneurship. We are all very much looking forward to the live eclipse on April 8th, and we'll take your advice. A lot of good tips on how to best view that and where to be and what to do. We're going to be here at the Rockefeller Center, and then also on the green at the Dartmouth, the main organizing green in front of our main part there in front of Baker Library, with some free glasses that your firm is manufacturing for us. So we'll be looking forward to that. And arriving early is going to be important. Let me just give a quick programming note. So ahead of that, between Valentine's Day and then when the world is going to turn its attention, we've got one other thing on gun violence in America. So we do have a public service obligation, and we're going to try to talk about a gun violence issue on February 21st, February 21st. So about just about 2 weeks from tonight at 5 p.m. with the ATF director, Steve Dettelbach. He's a 1988 graduate of Dartmouth, and so he's going to be talking to us about all the things that his alcohol, tobacco, and firearms agency does to regulate those products in the United States. So again, John, thank you so much, and thanks to everybody who joined us in the audience. Really appreciate you being a part of this. And yes, let's close it out with kind of a double.
That's right. These are my cocktail glasses. So we end the night with the cocktail glasses.
There you go. The after dinner portion here. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.